Good morning, everybody. This is channel Happy Together with Galina Smith, and I am in Colorado. And you know this family. This beautiful lady talked to me several times. So we did interview online, and today it is live conversation. And we have not only her, but you can see her husband on her channel, because she has her channel already about half a year.
No, like a few months.
Okay. So he is there all the time because they share their story with everybody to show how it can be done, and I can see he enjoy being in this very happy family. And I let them just to talk about, they didn't talk on their channel. And as always, I would like several words about Russia, how you met, maybe anything. So who would start?
Right.
Oh, I forgot to tell you the date. Today is the 10th or 11th?
Today,
9th, I think.
Oh,
today's 8th.
8th of August 2020.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, who will start?
My husband. First word. This is our baby.
Mark, Lesia, Mark, and Adrian. Adrian. I call him Andrusha, and they do not like it.
If there's any men watching this, send help. I'm stuck here with women. Send beer and cigars. Please, please help.
Okay. So, you want to start your maybe story? Because I didn't capture these on my channel, but on Galina channel we have American husbands talking about who came visit their wives in Russia, and maybe you can tell your impression when you went to Russia, what you felt, what
Well,
was
how about
scared.
let's start out with this. We owe this lady.
Yes.
This lady here is the one that the reason why we're together and she's here. And I hope you're making a tour of America and you're seeing all the lives you touched and affected over these years and see what you created. I mean, the information, the love, the kindness, your feelings, your thoughts, your hopes that you shared with everybody had an impact. I mean, people dream of having that kind of impact on the world. And I mean, if it wasn't for what you said in your videos and what you say in your thoughts and how you look at life and the way you do things, she would have never went online to look for a husband, and I would have never met her.
Yes,
so
yes,
I owe you my life.
A lot of people would not do that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So now maybe you can tell when you went on dating sites, but
About the Ukrainian girl that wanted to cut out my kidneys.
yeah. No, when you first time start with me, very 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 when you saw my picture.
Oh, I see. I would have never met you if you didn't have a son. That's to start with, because on the filters on the thing, I had Matt at the time, the son. And I knew that if I met a girl, it's very hard, and women who have children will understand this. A woman who doesn't have a child wants to be the center of her husband's life. She wants to be the anchor in his world. She wants to be his focus every day. But if the man has a child, she has to know she has to share that with the child, because the child's life depends
from
on
previous marriage.
Yeah.
Child.
That child relies on him for their life.
For good man.
So I knew that if I didn't find somebody that had a child already, they wouldn't understand that. And to a girl who hasn't had a child, she may be jealous of my son because he takes my attention away from her. But anyway, that was one of the filters that I used.
Who has
who has children. And then another filter I put was you had to be 30 years old.
And I just turned 30.
Like a week before she just turned 30. Otherwise, I would have never met her. And I was actually camping in the mountains and I came back to do laundry for my boy and all the kids, and when I was at the laundromat, they had Wi-Fi, so I was searching on the website, and I came across Lesia, and I sent her a message. And
Okay, when you saw my picture, what did you feel like? What first thought was? I was never actually asked you this question.
This is a loaded question. If I don't answer it correctly, I probably won't eat for the rest of the month. So
Sweetie, you have very sweet lady, I know that.
I thought how beautiful you were, and you looked happy and content in life. And
I had several pictures on my profile, and do you look at all of them, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I printed them off, and I posted them in the bathrooms around town for all the boys to look at and everything.
From the very first time?
Huh?
From the very first time? Mm-hmm. You knew that she's going to be a wife? Yeah. I do not know how, but I start asking guys, and I asked the question, when did you fall in love in her from the first sign? My gosh, you didn't know what personality is, and you printed your pictures already?
Yeah, he did. He did. And he put my picture and Nick's picture. Because I posted pictures of my son as well on the profile, because I was like, if you like me, you have to like my son too. So, when I came, after all, I seen this frame with pictures of me and Nick on the wall in his house there. So yeah, bedroom. So
yeah.
What else? And then you sent me message, and I answered you, and that's how we start talking.
I never knew you answered because I'm not computer
pro.
Yeah, and I put you in my favorites category on the website, and I didn't know that because I put you in the favorites category, any messages you sent me would be in the favorites mailbox. So I didn't understand for a week or so. Like, God, she never wrote back.
What site it was?
The
Free Russian Personals.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still up or.
I worked with that site when I had an agency in Russia.
I don't even know if it's still.
Maybe
they're working or not, but
I think they are, but they have different name, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, who wants they will find it.
Yeah.
So I never knew she wrote back, and you're smart because you must instinctively know that I wasn't good with computers because she's sitting in Russia and she's like, he never wrote back. He never wrote back. And then one day she's like, I bet you he doesn't realize when he put me in the favorites that the mail goes to a separate mailbox. And she was right. She was right. We found this out.
Like a week later, you sent me like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I didn't answer you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I couldn't believe I missed her email. My heart dropped. I was like, oh no. So, I don't know. We wrote back and forth.
Yeah, there was like end of June, beginning of July, and then first I want to say that this man showed with every his action that he is serious about me. He showed me that I am special. First time he sent me flowers when I had a very busy day at work, and I was like it was really, I didn't have a time, but it's like, I want to do that, I'll do this. So he sent me flowers, and where the driver came with these presents, it was like vase for flowers. There was flowers, candies, champagne, and it was like cake, and I'm like, oh my God. So, and after speaking for a while, then what, you applied for visa, right? And how was that? Maybe you can tell a little bit.
Well, the whole web dating, internet dating, I think is worth talking about for somebody who's starting out. Understand there's lots of scammers out there. There's lots of people that aren't for you out there. There's sexual predators out there. There's deviants and there's a lot of them. But don't be discouraged, because the right person's out there too. The right people are there.
Yes, yes.
And it's, you have to do work just like anything else, and you have to go through and meet people and write lots of letters and talk to them and realize, well, this person isn't for me.
A lot of questions also.
Yeah. And I think that from the moment we started talking on Skype, we talked for at least 1 to 3 hours a day, every day, every day. And you really can't. We did it because we enjoyed talking to each other, but the bottom line is that if a man's really interested in you, he's willing to he's spending his time with you.
It is your time.
Yeah, it's not that I can't do 3 hours a day with 4 different women. There's just going to be one person that I have time to talk to.
And this is a very important to see on the Skype that this is the right man. This is this man, and it's not some kind of guy that sits in Nigeria or somewhere else.
Or scammers or anything.
Video chat, it is very important. I guess it should be very soon when you just start and realize that it is person you are interested in, go to video chat. Yep.
Right off the bat, it was video chat. Just call me. We have the ability now. And believe it or not, I didn't tell you this story. Oh, geez, it was 25 years ago. I worked in the steel mill in Pittsburgh. And I mean, this is when we just had email. And my buddy at the steel mill said, you ought to get yourself one of those mail order brides, Mark. You can go get a catalog and you just pick one. And I'm a young man. I thought, well, that seems pretty easy. Yeah, you just pick a girl out and she comes to you and it's great. Everything's great. So I got one of these catalogs, and I remember what was Anastasia was the company catalog or something.
Yeah, my husband found me there in Anastasia. Not in catalog, but it was online already.
Yeah, it was in the catalog, and you flip through pictures. And then so I went to a photography place and got a picture of me so I could post my profile. And I never actually wrote to anybody. I used to run around and do all kinds of crazy things with my buddies, and I lost interest in it just as fast as I was interested in it. And but it's funny that 25 years later I met a gal from Russia. And
it was your destiny.
It was.
So back to your story to Russia. This is the topic of our conversation.
This is not a topic. It's a topic how you found each other. It is a topic.
So when you applied for visa, then you got visa?
We talked for
a month.
A month or better.
Yeah.
And I promised I'd come see you, and you were already upset because the one fella said he was going to come see you in the past, and he never showed up.
Yeah.
And,
I was very suspicious.
This is my first lesson. I think that there's a lot of men are still boys that are not grown up yet. And this was my first lesson in growing up, because I realized, I'm like, it might not seem like a big deal to me, I can't make it because of finances, or I got this going on and I can't make it to see her. But I realized to a woman, that was the end of the world if I didn't show up. That was the most important thing to her, for me to be there. And that was my first lesson in becoming a man, that you have to follow through with your word. Whatever you say you're going to do, if you promise somebody, you better do it. Yeah. And I've done that all my life with interactions, but I never realized how important it was to do for your lady. And so you made it clear. She made it clear. Like, Lesia made me a better person. You made it clear to me how important it was for me to not say what I'm going to do, but do what I'm going to do. I don't want to hear your words. I want to see your actions.
Yeah. I do repeat it all the time. Do not pay attention on words. Pay attention on actions. Because some guys, especially from France, from Italy, they like to tell such a lot of words. Sorry, what have you done?
Yeah.
And they're very romantic, and they're dreamers, and they say wonderful things that make a woman feel comfortable and loved and the center of their attention and everything. But the sad thing is they're not when they walk away from the table, they forget about it. That's not important to them anymore. What's important to them is their friends or doing this or these women over here. And it's sad because they don't follow through with what they're saying. And I prefer to say less and just do more now, whatever.
Yes, you're a real man.
Don't.
Yes.
Well, she made me. she made me everything. And this is a story repeats. You hear time and time again. Now, I was divorced, bankrupt. I had $100 to my name when she came here, and now, I mean, we're not rich by any means, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. She helps me save. She manages our finances. We went on a beautiful vacation this summer. It was paid for. We paid for everything.
And they do not let me to spend a coin being here. They are treating me like a princess here. Thank you, guys. I would like you to tell about when you come. I know that you brought a ring before you check her up in real life. You were ready to propose her already.
Well, there's first I want to say, because he asked my son before he came. He knew that he's coming on September 11th or 12th. He's coming to Russia. He bought tickets. He showed me tickets, everything. And before that, one day we're talking. He's like, may I speak to your son privately? And I was like, okay. I was kind of nervous, but and when I start asking Nick, like, what did you talk about? He's like, I can't tell. But I was like, is it good? And he's like, yeah, this is great, but I cannot tell. So my son kept his word too. But then after that, I realized that Mark asked permission of my son, because he's the only man in my family. He asked his permission to marry me, to become a family together, and I thought it was just great.
It was great.
I think it was just wonderful thing, because it was respectful, and in my opinion. And after that, so he also showed me the video that he recorded with his son, that he was like talking about that has special surprise for me, and he sent me this video, and I thought, like, wow, this is just great. So when you came to Russia, you have to tell a story about proposal.